Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look here at the new Eternia Tri-Klops from Masterverse. And yeah, the box art here looks really cool. I don't know who these characters are here, but the Tri-Klops is really neat. He kind of looks like the vintage comic Tri-Klops. And I don't know what these characters are, but there's Skeletor there, new Eternia Skeletor, new Eternia Beastman. Very cool. And here's the back. This was part of the line that had the Battle Armor He-Man, Mechanic, and King Keldor. So now I have these three. I didn't get the Battle Armor He-Man. I already have a Battle Armor He-Man, and I didn't see anything really on this that made me say, hey, like I need to have that one. But in any case, he has the eye function, and he comes with two swords. Nice. Tri-Klops, evil and sees everything. The Technomancer's latest mechanical masterpiece worked perfectly, dubbed the multivisor. Tri-Klops gazes into the paradimension and discovers new Eternia, where the power of Grayskull is still up for grabs. Oh, okay. Neat. I was kind of hoping, after I saw that the Evelyn figure was part of the MOTU Bible, I was hoping that this was the Tri-Klops from the MOTU Bible. Tri-Klops was also in the MOTU Bible as one of the astronauts. It was Queen Marlena, Evelyn, Tri-Klops, and Beastman were the three astronauts on that ship. Tri-Klops was known as T.E. Scope. Evelyn was Evelyn Morgan Powers. And Beastman was called Biff Beastman. He was a farmer, and for whatever reason, they put him on the astronaut spaceship. All right, let's open it up and see what we got. All right, here he is out of the box with all of his accessories. First things first, he comes with these little punching fists. Really neat. And then he comes with the sash that goes over him, and this sash actually also holds his sword. I believe this sash was a callback to the mini comics, so this actually might have been part of Mark Taylor's original design for him, but it just didn't make it to the figure. He comes with an extra ring of eyes here. That's kind of neat. And it has the shapes, circle, triangle, square, but it kind of has that really neat sculpting to it, which is nice. And he comes with these two swords here. Now that's great. Now this is the way his vintage sword was, and now they added this one, which is really neat. It's a gold sword. He's got an eye in the center of this one. Very nice. So now he's a dual-wielding badass. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. And yeah, really nice sculpting here on his face. He's got like little extra long hair going on there. The spinning mechanism on his eye is nice and easy. Look at that. Very cool. Moves and then it locks into place. Moves and then locks into place. Really neat. I like the little scaling detail there. The green that they used for his outfit here is kind of an iridescent green. Very neat. Another slot for the other sword there. And his trousers are different. Look at that. He's got scaling on his trousers. Neat. Very cool. And he's got the normal new Eternia boots. Yeah, really dig it. I like the way this figure looks. Let's put his stuff on. All right, so here he goes with his blades on his back here. Very cool. And look at what he looks like when you remove the headpiece. Very techno. Digging it, and I'm guessing that's where his vision comes through. And yeah, this is how the visor looks once you pop it off. And it's just a simple ring. and you literally just slide it on and pop it in. Just pop it through, and there you go. And now he's got his other visor on. Neat. You hold his head, twist it, lock in the green eye, hold his head, twist it, lock in the red eye. Very cool. And taking this off is a little hard. I think it'll be better if you probably just heat it up to pull it out. But this is more the eye combination that he had as a vintage toy. I remember it being shapes. It had colors, but I remember it being shapes, whereas opposed to this one is just the eye is changing color. But if I remember correctly, I believe it was shapes. But in any case, I think he looks fantastic. All right, let's put him up with some other Masterverse. All right, so first of all, here he is going up against his own self. This is the Revelation Tri-Klops. This is one of the only Revelation figures that I actually kept because I thought he looked really cool. I thought he was a really nice vintage callback to Tri-Klops, but obviously now that I have him, I think this obviously looks better. But this Tri-Klops was definitely different. He has like some techno parts, and so it was a different design. But overall, I think it was still a good figure. But now, new Eternia Tri-Klops is here to take his place. And now here he is going up against new Eternia Man-E-Faces here. Another man that has three ways to be: human, robot, monster, to face off against his three evil eyes. I think that's great. I love the fact that the Masterverse version of Man-E-Faces still had his vintage play feature. And he also came with a carrying case of 3 extra faces that you can also apply to him. So I think that's great. I think this will be a good battle between the two of them. And finally, he comes for his actual target, new Eternia He-Man. And yeah, this is going to be a great battle. Both of them are dual-wielding. He-Man with his axe and power sword. I think this is going to go down really well. The new Eternia line is definitely my favorite subline of the Masterverse. Now I know that they just started a vintage subline, so I am looking forward to seeing what they do with that. But right now, new Eternia is definitely some of my favorite designs that they are doing, because even though they have new updates, you can actually revert them back to their classic style designs. And I love it because it gives you the best of both worlds. You can make them modern, or you can make them a touch of their vintage styles, which is pretty amazing. Great job, Mattel. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look at Tri-Klops from new Eternia. And yeah, I think the figure looks really good, but you can definitely tell this is from an earlier line because he doesn't come with nowhere near the paint apps that the new Eternia Merman had. And that's kind of like my figure that I'm going to use to judge the rest of the Masterverse line, because that new Eternia Merman is just something amazing. But overall, this Tri-Klops, the design is really good, and I think they executed it very well. And you know, I was hoping after I did the whole reason I got him is because after I got the Evelyn figure and I saw that they actually tied her to the MOTU Bible lore, I was hoping that Tri-Klops was also going to get that treatment, but unfortunately he did not. But yeah, it was on the spaceship with Queen Marlena. It was Tri-Klops, it was Beastman, and it was Evelyn. Evelyn, again, she was known as Evelyn Morgan Powers. Tri-Klops was I believe he was a scientist called T.E. Scope. Two initials, T and E, and then his last name was Scope. And then Beastman was a farmer, and I believe I remember his regular name, his human name was Biff Beastman. Biff Beastman, in which they just changed to Beastman when he got to Skeletor's side of Eternia. It wasn't Eternia, it was he came from a different planet. That's like the exact opposite of Eternia. But yeah, I think overall, even though he's not tied to the lore, I think he's a fantastic figure, and I'm glad to have him for my Masterverse shelf. All right, if you enjoyed this look at Tri-Klops New Eternia, please give me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye now.